there, I'm Teresa Dufour with today's CT Style Express. News 8 has partnered with the Goff Law Group to bring you the law down. So we are answering your questions about the law in general and workers' compensation. We have founding partner Brooke Goff joining us from her office in West Hartford. Great to see you, Attorney Goff.
Always good to see you, Teresa. Thanks.
All right, so first explain to us what a workman's compensation claim is, and then we're going to talk about a third-party claim.
And then we'll marry them together, right?
Exactly.
And we'll talk about it too. Workers' compensation claim is when you're injured at work, either due to your own negligence or due to the conditions in the workplace. What happens is you have a workers' compensation claim. That reigns true, okay? Like I said, even if you are at fault for it, you trip over a box, something like that. It's when somebody's reckless, or like let's say somebody gets in a fight and initiates a fight, that unfortunately they wouldn't be comp claims. But if you're hurt at work as a result, or these days at home when working, right, because we're in the COVID pandemic times, then you have a comp claim.
Got it. And then what is the third-party claim that gets involved?
A third-party claim is how we refer to it as a civil claim. So basically, if you're in a car accident when working, right? Or if you slip and fall in the parking lot walking into work or walking out of work, or if you slip and fall, at work, but the building is not owned by your employer, or if you fall at, let's say fall at a vendor's place of business on ice or something like that when you're working. These are all examples of third-party claims. So you would have the workers' compensation claim on one end because you're working, right? But then you would potentially have a civil claim on the other end.
Got it. So why would you need an attorney to handle this for you? I mean, it just seems like a lot of work.
The question is, why wouldn't you need it?
All right, got it.
No, you would want an attorney because the third-party claim and the comp claim they're going to go parallel to one another. And this is where it becomes really important about which attorney you choose. A lot of attorneys only want the sexy third-party claim because they get a third of the fee, and they make more money. And I don't want to suggest they're easier, because sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But they want to send you to their buddy up the street to do the comp claim. No, you need the same firm to do the comp claim as the third-party claim. They go parallel. Give an example of how this would monetarily affect the client. The workers' compensation benefits that are paid out when there's a third-party claim, workers' compensation gets paid back. If you have an attorney, they get paid back 2/3 of the lien amount, okay? So let's say the lien amount is 30 grand, they get paid back 20 grand, because you get credit back for your attorney's fee, which is the third, okay? So think about it this way, though. So let's say there's a $100,000 policy, all right? So and there's a claim for 30 grand of a workers' comp lien. How we negotiate it is, and let's say the comp, typically with these third-party cases, the comp case doesn't hold any value after we settle it. So how we negotiate it is we say, look, if you waive a portion or the entirety of the comp lien and that money goes back in my client's pocket, we'll close the comp case and the third-party case at the same time. But as the attorney on the comp case, right, I'm not making any money on that because there's not a true settlement. There's a forgiveness of the lien. So how do you think the buddy up the street is going to feel when you're trying to negotiate the third-party claim with a forgiveness of the comp lien, and that means they're not going to get paid? They're not going to play dice, and they're probably going to give you bad advice. So it's always better to have to avoid any conflicting interests, to have the same firm handle both cases. And you know what? If the firm doesn't do both, then they're not the right firm. Go somewhere where there's a dedicated workers' compensation department and a dedicated third-party department. They will work together so that you, the client, get the most out of the claim. Key here is that you, the client, should be getting the most. Attorney's fees should not even come up until after the client. The proper settlement has been negotiated, right? And then every decision made is in the client's best interest. What happens after that point with the attorneys, okay, if there's multiple attorneys involved, is also going to affect the client, right? As I said, the buddy up the street's not going to be so great to forgive. And then it puts the attorney that referred that client there in a bad spot. Well, what do I do? And guess who's at the helm of being the victim there? The client.
Right.
Do easy for yourself. Get a lawyer that does both, okay? And you also want to make sure that you get a lawyer that does both regularly, like a lot of it, like 50 to 60% one side, 40 to 50% the other side. Because I got to be honest with you, you also don't want to be the guinea pig. Oh, okay, well, I'll help you with your comp claim, sure. If the lawyer doesn't know comp, then they're not going to be able to properly direct you on your comp claim. That is the way it is. So always, always, always choose a firm that has a reputation for doing both. Once you do that, as long as you do that, you'll only be benefiting yourself and making sure you get the most out of the recovery at the end of the case.
All right, great words of advice there, Attorney Brooke Goff. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Learn more at thegofflawgroup.net. That's your CT Style Express. I'm Teresa Dufour. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goff Law Group is the next generation of personal injury lawyers, and each week, Attorney Brooke Goff